Christie, let's talk about the royals and, of course, what is going to be happening at the coronation on May the 6th. Tell you what's not going to be happening is there aren't going to be very many big stars performing at the big coronation concert. The likes of, Elton John and Spice Girls go blast from the past, but also big current stars like Adele, Ed Sheeran and Harry Styles are all apparently a little bit too busy to appear at the concert. So he won't be too busy to appear, though, of course, will be Queen Camilla. Not Queen Consort Camilla, but Queen Camilla. As it's been revealed that the palace plans to change her title. Let's talk to Angela Levin, royal biographer, about all of this. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. Let's talk actually first of all about the job title. The woman who is married to the king is the Queen. I've never understood why people found this complicated. The Queen, the late Queen, said she was her dearest hope. She wrote a letter to King Charles, well then Prince Charles, last year, that that Camilla would be Queen Consort and was not just sort of keeping the title of Duke of, Duchess of Cornwall. And
when they married in 2005, the palace were very, very anxious about whether she would be accepted. So they put up on their website that she would always be known as Princess Consort when the time came. It was totally demeaning, right? Because if you marry the king, you are a queen. And there was arguments over that for years. But the Queen wanted to say, I know what I want. Yeah. I don't want arguments. This is what I want. So everybody's a consort. Prince Philip was a consort. The Queen Mother was a consort. I think this was a sort of slightly less demeaning thing that they said. But, I mean, there's no reason. I've been calling her Queen Camilla since the Queen died.
But that's the thing. I mean, a king married to a queen, as we saw, Prince Philip was a prince still. He was the Duke of Edinburgh, but we didn't call him Prince Consort Philip, and we didn't call the Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother. She was not called Queen Consort. She was Queen Elizabeth. So it's
Queen
always
Mary too.
Yeah.
Queen Mary too was consort.
I mean, the thing I find bizarre is people who consider themselves ardent royalists and people who are defending Princess Diana and saying, how awful it would be that Camilla should never be on the throne, completely ignoring the simple facts of the matter. I mean, we have a Church of England, we have a king. I mean, part of the deal is there is divorce, and that's kind of why we have a Church of England, which the monarch is the head. But the person who is married to the king is the Queen. I mean, I've got no issue with this. I mean, look, I'm a lifelong Republican. I would rather they stood for election. I'm old-fashioned like that. But do you think this is going to cause a row, or do you think everyone's kind of got over it? Because she's actually been a rather good egg, hasn't she?
I think very good egg indeed. I think that people are now very pleased with her. The Queen was very pleased with her. She does a tremendous amount for difficult charities like domestic violence. And she's also very honourable towards the Queen, towards us and the Commonwealth. I don't think it would cause anything, except from a little hardcore who still blame her for Diana's death. That's who it is.
Well, indeed.
And they are a small number, but they shout a lot. I don't think you have to take any notice.
No, I just don't have any issue with this at all. I have to say, though, I had a wry smile when I realised how few people were saying yes to appearing at the King's coronation concert. We were told this was going to be a spectacular. I was thinking, well, surely it's going to be very similar to all other royal concerts there have been for jubilees and the like. And actually, it's just a load of big stars. But it does seem that an awful lot of big stars are checking their diaries and finding they're washing their hair that night.
No, they're not washing their hair. The thing is, for 2 years during the pandemic, they didn't do tours, right? A lot of them now are doing tours, which they booked up years in advance. Adele's got a tour. Ed Sheeran has got a tour. You can't just cancel it and say, I can't do it on that day, because we haven't had that much time. But they're going to be Kylie Minogue, Gary Barlow. They'll find people who will be there.
All the big stars.
But I didn't think the Spice Girls, they don't really exist as a group. They haven't for years.
No, but we've always got that. We've got that imagery, haven't we, of the Spice Girls meeting then Prince Charles, haven't we? You want to have some blasts from the past as well. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It sounds like it might be a little bit of a damp squib.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure they'll get some good people, but they might have a huge variety, and not just these sort of, not maybe grade 1 or grade A. They'll get people, and I think the atmosphere will be wonderful in Windsor. It will really be wonderful. I think loads of people are trying to get tickets, and I do think we will all love it. And I think if you see King Charles and Queen Camilla going round places. They're always packed. The streets are packed. There's cheers. They're singing "God Save the King." I think there's a lot of nastiness that doesn't really exist.
The polling suggests he is nothing like as popular as the Queen. I think there's some really interesting polling on that. And I have to say, there's still some very big. There are some very. He's been around for a long time. There's some very big question marks still over the cash for honours affair. Why there haven't been proper police investigations? Why King Charles hasn't actually been questioned by the police, which he should have been by now, given that he gave an honour to a to a Middle Eastern businessman after a donation was given. Big question marks there, Angela.
Yeah, you are definitely Republican, and
no. That's just people. Everyone has to obey the law and no one's above it. Again, old-fashioned on these things. Angela Levin, royal biographer, thank you very much.
Welcome back to Royal Sussex Squad, the place where we tell the truth, set the record straight, and celebrate the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. If you're tired of the media's hypocrisy and the royal machine's double standards, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into the ridiculous spectacle that was King Charles's coronation planning and why so many A-list stars wanted no part in it. And of course, we'll expose how the media twists every narrative to favour Camilla while relentlessly smearing Meghan. Grab your tea, sit back, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and support the channel through super thanks. Now let's get into it. Let's start with the coronation concert fiasco. The palace wanted this to be a spectacle of the ages, yet they couldn't even get A-list performers to show up. We're talking about legends like Elton John, Adele, Ed Sheeran and Harry Styles, all of whom supposedly had scheduling conflicts, really? Or maybe, just maybe, they saw through the nonsense and chose not to lend their names to a ceremony honouring an outdated institution that thrives on scandal and hypocrisy. Meanwhile, let's talk about the rebranding of Camilla. Suddenly she's just Queen Camilla instead of Queen Consort. Funny how the same media that crucified Meghan for existing is bending over backward to make Camilla seem worthy of the title. And let's not forget, Camilla was once the woman who the British press branded as the most hated woman in Britain. But now she's a good egg, as royal commentators say. Really? What changed? Oh, right, she plays the game, stays quiet, and lets the palace machinery rewrite history for her. And while Camilla gets this soft PR makeover, Meghan is still being attacked for daring to marry the man she loves and refusing to endure abuse in silence. Let's not forget that King Charles himself has been caught up in questionable dealings like the cash for honours scandal, where Middle Eastern businessmen made generous donations and conveniently received knighthoods in return. But did that get anywhere near the scrutiny Meghan's baby shower did? Of course not. The hypocrisy is laughable. The press is bending over backwards to insist that Charles and Camilla are wildly popular, yet they can't even fill a star-studded concert lineup. Meanwhile, Harry and Meghan simply exist, and they dominate headlines, pulling more global interest than the entire royal family combined. The establishment's desperation is showing, and they are scrambling to prop up Charles and Camilla while trying to erase the Sussexes from public consciousness. But guess what? It's not working. People see the double standards, they see the injustice, and they're calling it out. So let's keep the conversation going. The media wants to rewrite history, but we won't let them. We stand with Harry and Meghan because they stand for something real, truth, dignity, and compassion. If you love what we do here at Royal Sussex Squad, don't forget to like, subscribe, and support us through super thanks. Let's keep exposing the hypocrisy and uplifting the truth. See you next time.